You know, I woke up this morning and I realized in my slumber that I really wanted to play an idle farming automation game where you have to code to make everything happen. And it just so happened I went on Steam today and it was right there waiting for me. Anyways, hope you're doing well. Welcome to the channel. Today we're testing out a brand new game called The Farmer Was Replaced. And like I said before, it is an automation game about farming, where you will kind of make this little helicopter guy here perform actions through code. I actually saw fellow YouTubers like Alexa and Orbital Potato play this game, and I said, you know what, I have to play it. It just seems too good. Now, I will preface all of this video by saying I have little to no experience with coding. I maybe went to 1 or 2 camps growing up, where it was like a sleep away for a week and we learned how to do all of that fun stuff. And well, I really don't remember much of it at all. So I hope this is somewhat user-friendly, and I guess I'm testing this game for that sake. So let's look through it all. This is a text editor. When you press this, it starts or executes the code in the window. And then obviously, you know, it executes the first step of the code here, I guess, so we can, you know, do some testing here. When you run a program, the code flashes so you can see the execution flow. Okay, cool. Perfect. So let's try these 2 statements here. Harvest and do a flip. Oh, would you look at that? Okay, so you can see over here that when we play this, it harvests and it does a flip. Not too bad. All right. So we can just spam this if we really wanted to. Now, I wonder if we just did harvest here, what would happen? So it's a lot faster, I think. No, it's pretty much the same speed here. All right, so the parentheses, obviously, you execute it using these parentheses because it's a function call. I'm learning kind of as we speak, and I said obviously because I'm fearful of being seen as less than. Okay, so let's go to unlocks. Let's unlock the loop here. So you've unlocked while loop, and the values true and false. So while the condition, so while true, or while harvest, I would assume this is the condition here. Don't worry about creating infinite loops. The delays in execution will prevent the program from freezing. Okay, cool. Perhaps you've already tried to make several harvest calls in a row. Of course I have. Of course. This allows you to harvest several times in one program run. However, a loop will allow you to do the same code multiple times, while the loop takes a condition, which is a logical value that can only be in one of the 2 states. So while condition. So to create a constant Boolean value is always true, you simply write true. Wow, look at that. So we'll copy what they have here. So while true, we'll harvest. Hold on. So let's test this. While true, harvest. I think this will work. Hold on. There we go. Oh, and would you look at that? All right. So it is looping as intended. So that's pretty cool. So the first will never do a flip with this scenario. I just replaced while true with harvest because why do we want to do flipping when we want to make, hey, we want to make money here. All right. So we've unlocked that. Let's unlock a speed. And now we can actually do multiple conditions. So if condition 1, so if the harvesting is available, then okay, yeah. So if can harvest, then or else we do some other stuff. You can tell I'm not good at coding here. So we're going to recreate this loop and then actually create a new window for anything else we're going to be creating, because I'd still like to be able to harvest some money while we're here. So while true, we're going to harvest. I believe that's just it. So it doesn't seem like our hay is going up because it's not growing. Not taking time to grow, so we're just going to add in here just for the time being, do a flip just to keep things steady. Yeah, look, we're earning cash here. All right, let me live a little bit. So now we're going to go back and then look into our if branches and test around here. My brain is already starting to hurt because I'm on 4 hours of sleep. I learned a very important adult lesson last night, and it's don't fall asleep next to chocolate. Look, it was a late night. I was caught. I don't need to explain myself. Okay, it was just one of those nights. Turned out the package with all the chocolate just fell over, and here I am really struggling waking up at 5 a.m. with chocolate smeared all over my back. It was rough. It was really rough. So essentially, the if statement takes a condition just like the while loop and executes the if code if the condition evaluates to be true. So do a flip if the condition is true. So if condition, do a flip. You can also add an else after that defines the code to be executed if the valuation defines as false. Really should have brushed up on some of my Python here before we got into all of this, but I don't think that would have helped at all. So we're relying on history and our context clues here, and we're just going to test and fail until it ends up working. Okay, so far we've only had true and false conditions, which is of course not very useful with if. That's why I was kind of struggling there, right? That's why, right? So if can harvest. Okay, so check it out. Now, instead of having to do this flip here, we can actually do if can harvest, then we want to actually do something with it. So if can harvest, then harvest. Just kidding, this needs to be a colon. But let's now test it here. All right, so we should also be able to loop this then. So while true, would this work? Am I stupid? Oh! Okay, so now we need an else. So else, because it was just spamming. So else, false, then we need to do a flip, right? We need a colon. Okay, I rewrote this. I believe this is the way to do it. Oh, hold on. We need to do a flip, not flee. Okay, that's not seeming to work because it's just looping this because this is a looping statement. So let's try this now. This else isn't working. Help me. We're going to test. We're going to keep running around here, testing it out. So if can harvest, harvest. Problem is it doesn't loop yet. Oh, so now we can use if to prevent the drone from harvesting too early. So if can harvest, harvest. All right, we're going to copy exactly what they have here just to kind of mess around. We're going to just copy this code in and see exactly what it's trying to do. So if condition 1, meaning true, is false. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. If false, do a flip. Oh, I guess if can harvest, harvest. Elif. I don't know what elif is. Hold on. Okay, so it's just short for else if. That's good to know. So else if, do a flip. So we should just do this. Else if. So we have if can harvest. I don't even know if this is running at all. Definitely not the best here. But we're learning, and that's what's important. So let's actually read into this here because I'm just spam typing a whole bunch of stuff trying to figure it out. What happens when the above code is executed? The if is executed, then the can harvest is called. Okay. Then the can harvest does its thing. Then can harvest returns true or false. The function call in the condition takes onto the return value. The drone does a flip if it can harvest. All right, let's try this. If can harvest, do a flip, if can harvest, harvest, and then else do a flip and harvest. So now can we loop this here? While true, if can harvest, harvest, else, else. Let's try that. All right, now it's just spamming. How do we also get it to see here? So how do we say if cannot harvest, right? So like if not, I would assume that's the else. So if can harvest, harvest, else. Because we need a looping condition that changes it to false here. Maybe it needs to be here. Maybe I just haven't learned automation yet, and that's okay. So let's just do our standard if can harvest, harvest, and we're good to go here. Perfect. We have something. Right? Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. So now let's see what unlocks we have available to us. So we have the speed unlock here. Let's look into some grass. Okay, we've done that. Okay, so check this out. Now we can actually move the drone. Oh, we're starting to get a little fancy here. All right, let's check it out. So your farm has grown. This space is not much use if you can't move the drone. So there's a new move function that the move requires you to specify the direction in which you want to move. 4 new constants, north, east, south, west. I would assume it's, pretty standard of up and down and left and right. So let's try this. While true, move north. Don't forget to capitalize your norths. And check that out. All right, so we also kept the if can harvest statement in there. And because it is growing in time, we're actually moving pretty rapidly, and harvesting all of these. Would you look at that? I'm feeling good right now. All right, this is solid. So we've unlocked that. Now let's check out operators. No. Hey, let's calm down here. We just unlocked grass. All right. So now we've also unlocked plants here. Grass is nice because it grows automatically. Other plants have to be planted with the plant function. You can only plant the plant function if, or the only thing we can plant right now is a bush. You can pass the type of plant you want to plant. You can pass the type of plant you want to plant to the function like this. Plant entity bush. This will plant a bush under the drone. Call clear to reset the farm to all grass and reset the drone position. All right, let's try this out. All right, so we just planted a bush here. Now we can also copy this here while true. Now this needs to be pushed out here. Okay, so we're just going to keep placing bushes here. Problem is, we now need to be able to harvest. So then we're going to throw in if can harvest. Oh my gosh, am I learning? Harvest. If can harvest, harvest. Okay, so now we need to define, because it's no longer planting up here because it can still harvest those, I think. Oh gosh, what am I doing? So we want to then clear it, I guess, after. So we'll if can harvest, harvest, and then clear. Does this work? No. It's good to know that we have a function to clear though. So we'll just have that as a function. I hope you guys are enjoying kind of a fresh look at somebody that doesn't know how to code at all. So the good news is we've learned how to just plant stuff like this. That's great. And then technically if we wanted, we could run a separate function. Clear it, and then plant new bushes, and then repeat that. Ideally, you have this in a whole own system here. But I mean, honestly, check it out. We're kind of doing it here. So while these are growing, we now come back to the top of this function here, harvest, and we can clear it and reset just like this. Beautiful. All right. I honestly, this is a lot better than I thought it would be. I thought we were going to be stuck. I mean, I feel like we might be. You guys are probably screaming at me. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to survive. Senses unlock. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's going to cost us a lot. Okay, so let's just go make some money real quick. Let's get our speed upgrade. Would you look at that? All right, and we're just going to sit here and make some money in the background because we need some money to upgrade some stuff. Now, this is the idle part that they were talking about. Obviously, making money moves here. We need to unlock some grass. Increases the yield of grass. I don't know what that did. I guess it's just quicker growth, I would say. So we're almost at a senses unlock. This is where the drone will be able to see what's underneath it and where it is at any given time. Now we're talking. So let's stop this function real quick. Unlock senses, and now we have senses to unlock. All right, so the drone can now see. Would you look at that? It's a beautiful moment in this world. AI is taking over. The functions get position X and get position Y return the current X and Y position of the drone. At the start position, they are both 0. The X position increases by 1 every tile towards east, and the Y position increases by 1 every tile north. So number items, or num items, returns how many items you have. For example, num items hay returns how much hay you have. Okay. Get entity type and get ground type. Return the type of entity or ground that is under the drone. And then once you have unlocked the operators, you can check if the drone is over any specific entity or ground. Okay, cool. So basically, what we're trying to do within this is first define what block is here and if it's harvestable. So get the entity type. If the entity type is a hay, let's say, then we'll harvest it. If the entity type is a bush, we need to wait until it grows up to be an adult bush, and then we can harvest it. And then if the ground type is nothing or nothing's planted, I'm assuming here, then we need to write something for planting a bush or just not. I don't know. This is quite interesting here. So let's do a flip if we're over a bush. So if get entity type is a bush, do a flip. The none keyword is also unlocked now. None is a value that represents there's no value. For example, a function that has no return statement will actually return none. Get entity type returns none if there's no entity underneath the drone. Oh gosh. Okay, they've thrown a lot of information at me here. Look, I just figured out how to write these 3 functions, and I wasn't even the one that wrote them, okay? Like, we need to relax on this a little bit here, and just reap the rewards of what's going on. Maybe we go and actually unlock some operators, or is that just some extra stuff that is going to just hurt our brain? Arithmetic, comparison, and logic operators. Look, I'm a creative. I'm not a developer, okay? This gives me a lot of respect for developers here. The none keyword is also now unlocked. All right, so let's just try. Let's try this. Otherwise, I think I'm just gonna fail. I'm gonna need your guys' help in the comments if we want to see a second video on this game. But I mean, this is a pretty awesome game. Honestly, I really respect what's been going on here, and I think that there's a lot of meat and a lot of growth for the educational space as well. I think that gamifying this type of educational stuff is really important for the youth, and I'm glad that people are doing this. Hopefully this game will be in a lot of educational stuff, but let's check this out real quick. We're just gonna do this function. We're gonna copy it over. I'm not gonna rewrite it, okay? That's stupid. Oh, we need to actually unlock operators as well through this. So in order to get operators, we need some more bushes, and we also need some more hay. So let's get 300 hay, and then we'll write some code for bushes, and then we're good to go. Actually, we can expand the farm. I did not realize this. This is really important for us in maximizing growth. So we're gonna need 20 of these. Let's actually just run the farm bushing thing. Get 20 wood, I believe it is. Yes, 20 wood to unlock to a 3x3, which will allow us to move east and west, which, come on, we got to be doing that here. We're going to clear this and then rerun this function. Honestly, I should really try to combine all of these here, but it's scary, okay? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to harvest. I'm trying to get this going here. We just need one more wood here, and then we'll actually be able to expand this, move left and right, and hopefully not need to run these functions. We could just build a function of moving north and east, and hopefully something will work. I don't know. All right, let's expand the garden here. Would you look at that? So now we're only moving north, but we could also move west, I hope. Let's test it out. All right, so now we're kind of randomized in what we're doing and moving west and east and everything. We're skipping this top right row here because I don't believe it's actually moving 3 down. Now, I could technically stop this and then have this same call 3 times. My cat is on my desk right now, trying to get some attention. I'm sorry, girl. I'm working. I'm a hardcore developer now. So technically, we should be able to do this. Let's go 1, 2, 3, and then it goes over just like this. Now, look at that. It's beautiful. So we should try this with planting now. So we learned how to automate kind of all that stuff here, but we should see if we can do if can harvest, else plant, right? I feel like that would be good. Let's just try this over here though. So while true, we'll do move north. If can harvest. So let's try this real quick. Move north, if can harvest. And now it should only be doing what it can harvest. So else plant entities.bush. Okay, so this is apparently not a function like this is. So can harvest. Let's see here. Used to find out if plants are fully grown. Returns true if the entities under the drone are true. So if false. Can we just say if false? Let's try that. If false, plant entities.bush. Okay, so it's always harvestable. So let's just clear it real quick. We'll need to clear function. I don't want to grow any of this. Okay, hold on. We're gonna run the planting here. Okay, now we should just be able to move north and see if this works. Okay, well, since this automatically grows this, we need to, instead of if false, we need to just plant. So if true, okay, so now if it's not harvestable, we need to do a flip maybe. We need to just move on. This is just difficult. Oh gosh, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Anyways, I think I'm stuck But this is regardless an amazing game that I think you should totally check out. I think it's $7 on Steam. And if you made it this far into the video, hit like, hit subscribe, join along on this journey that we're on here together as one. And I guess I'll see you in the next video. So help me out in the comments, and goodbye.